Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy, and I'm indeed an ordained minister. We're in Bible study. I'm in the NIV, and we will be through 2025. And 2026, we'll go into the KJV. We're going to go through multiple versions of the Bible. It just kind of takes me 2 years to do it because I have a pace that I can record these videos at to fit with my life. So that's what we're doing. In this video, we're in the book of Genesis. We're in chapter 40, and we're going to do 1 through 23. We're in the story of Joseph, who has been sold into slavery by the other sons of Israel. The cupbearer and the baker. For some time later, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their master, the king of Egypt. Well, that's not good. Pharaoh was angry with his two officials, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, and put them in the custody of the house captain of the guard in the same prison where Joseph was confined. Okay? So that's a pretty far fall. The captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, and he attended them because, everything he does is lucky. So this way, if they get out, they won't be mad at him. After they had been in custody for some time, each of the two men, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were being held in the prison, had a dream the same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. When Joseph came to them the next morning, he saw that they were dejected. So he asked the Pharaoh's official, who were in custody with him in his master's house, "Why are your faces so sad today?" "We both had dreams," they answered, "but there is no one to interpret them." Then Joseph said, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream. He said to him, "In my dream, I saw a vine in front of me, and on that vine were 3 branches. And as soon as it budded, it blossomed, and its clusters turned into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup, and then put the cup in his hand. This is what this means." Joseph said, "The 3 branches are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift your head and restore you to your position, and you will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand, just as you used to do when you were his cupbearer. And when all goes well with you, remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison. For I was forcibly carried off from the land of the Hebrews, and even here I have done nothing to deserve to be put in this dungeon." He was being sexually harassed by the boss's wife. The chief baker saw that Joseph had a favorable interpretation, so he said to Joseph, "I too had a dream. On my head were 3 baskets of bread, 3 wicker baskets. In the top basket were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh. But the birds were eating them out of the basket on my head. This is what this means." Joseph said, "The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift your head and hang you on a tree. And the birds will eat away your flesh, or impale you on a pole." That's wow. The third day was Pharaoh's birthday, and he gave a feast for all his officials. He lifted up the heads of the chief cupbearer and the chief baker in the presence of his officials. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position, and he once again put the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged, or impaled, those are 2 very different things, the chief baker, just as Joseph had said to them in the interpretation. The cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him. It's often the way it was. Everybody wants to be your friend when they're in trouble, and they might need something for you. But when you are in need, all right, especially those that are concerning themselves with the court, King's Court. I have had plenty of opportunity to, because I do like historical fiction kind of stuff when I'm relaxing and watching TV, and I've had plenty of opportunity to analyze that I would be very unhappy if I were having to live in some king or queen's court. Those activities seem like not a good time to me. And probably the only parts of those that I would enjoy is like we could just walk to church every day. I mean, that would be about it. Everything else, on the other hand, rather not engage. So they often tend to be focused on only trying to make sure that they're surviving and or thriving. Till the next video, friends.